Hi everyone, this is Sam O of SamTube. Last time in previous YouTube, we gave you some introduction about SamTube and what we are and how we are going to learn the SamTube from now on. So this is the actually first time to give the product review. Let's say it's a listening report because the product review is some heavy word. You may agree with me. So you know that what product I'm going to talk today. This is Harbeth, the newest Harbeth loudspeaker, Super HL5Plus XD version. Many audiophiles may know and have some interest about the Harbeth, the brand Harbeth. Harbeth is one of the most popular in East Asian area too, especially in Japan and Korea. There are huge fans of Harbeth. So every time the new product is released, they are very popular and sales well. Harbeth was founded by, many people know that. I give some short history of Harbeth. You may know, many people know about that. It was founded by Dudley Howe, 1977, and shortly, right after, you may know that Dudley Howe was a chief step, a very important guy in the BBC monitor project. So when he launched the Harbeth, after just 10 years later, the new CEO, Alan Shaw, the current CEO of Harbeth, is handed over to all the running system and administration was handed over to the Alan Shaw. So when the Alan Shaw took over the Harbeth, he was very nice to launch the older product into 3 lines. It's a very famous HL3, 4, and 5. HL4 is just the success of the Dudley Howe launched the HL monitor. And Alan Shaw invented his own new product named HL Compact, one of the most famous and popular Harbeth product. And then, right after the HL Compact was launched, the bigger one, this is HL5 lines. HL5 was launched successfully, and after that, after some years later, the smallest one, HL3, actually the HL-P3 was released. That's the new lines of the Harbeth run by Alan Shaw. So the 3 lines have some updated version with the name of Mark II, Mark III, ES, ESR, Plus, and some anniversary version too. And finally, they've got XD version. It's the newest one. That's the one today we are going to say. What kind of changes happened in the Super HL5 Plus? What is the identity of XD actually? I need to say about Alan Shaw. Personally, I have never met Alan Shaw before. I want to meet him someday. He's a very careful guy, as far as I know, from his product, or some news from some hi-fi pair, or some guys who met Alan Shaw told me that he's very careful and very meticulous guy to listen very carefully about his new product. For example, so when he developed new product, every time he monitor from his family's voice, not the music. It was very interesting to me because the voice of family is one of the very sensitive sound to hear every day, every moment. So there happen some changes from his family's voice. Everybody knows about it. Alan Shaw monitor speakers by playing the voice of the families, and there is some new sound happens when he hears the sound. That's it. So he made it pick the sound and put into the new product. That's the way the Alan Shaw developed the new products. Alan Shaw may not agree with me, but I heard from some Harbeth user group or some, as I told you, some guys who met Alan Shaw or something like that. Anyway, so Alan Shaw find a way to get new products. Every time he is very keen, have some keen interest on develop new items, new versions. So he changed all lines, HL3, 4, 5, even in the monitor lines. As far as I know, it's the very huge change of the old Harbeth production line. So every model of the Harbeth product has been changed with the extension name of XD. So what happens in the XD lines? What XD is different from the previous one. XD, first one is they changed the crossover. It can explain why the new product name is XD. Previous Harbeth classic crossover is called, there are two types of crossover. One is X1, the other is X2. So new one is called XD, not X3. And XD has ambiguous meaning. One is the change of the crossover, the new crossover, the meaning of the new crossover. And the other is, after the change, it made some new, more definite sound. So the XD stands for extended definition. Alan Shaw put the name of XD by meaning two, crossover and some extended definition, two meanings. Second thing is not described in home pages or some openly spoken, but I heard that they means that some maybe Alan Shaw himself. So when Alan Shaw put some material and changes some properties of the material, radial 2, into new one, that's the second changes. And the third, very small thing, the speaker terminal has been changed into single one. But as far as I know, when I check the shape of the Super HL5 terminal, it's quite different from the country, as per country. But in Korea, every time they launched the new model, it was bi-wireable, two pairs of speaker terminals. Anyway, it was a golden one, regardless of its single one or bi-wireable or single wireable. It was gold one in the previous models, but changed into matte finished silver one. These are the big changes. I mean, especially the previous one, when they made some anniversary version, it was very different and very unique one. As you may know that, you may remember that it was a WBT next gen in the plastic one, black colored plastic one, and it was changed into new silver metal, matte finish one. Another thing is that they've shortened the old production lines into the from the big and large lines, changed into very small and short production lines. So they got very higher productivity, very effectiveness. They've got effectiveness in the production. That's the all changes from XD. The all changes happened in the XD as far as I checked. Read every review and every some report. How the sound has been changed from this kind of changes, the production changes, is very apparent. It's very important thing. When the Plus version, when they used radial 2 into the new, the apparent change was very tight bass. The boomy sound of the typical boomy sound of the Harbeth. Some may not agree with me, but that kind of boomy bass has been very tightly focused. So we can say that the resolution of the low definition has been better, was changed into better one. This time, from the Plus one, this new XD version, it was changed into better bass definition. It's very apparent. When you may hear the new XD version, you may agree with me. So the first apparent change at the XD version is the definition of the bass. Great bass and into very resolution and very tidy. This kind of change happens all the frequency ranges from top and the bottom. They sound very uniquely, into unity, I mean. So I can say the typical sound of XD is overall neat, not boosty, and well defined. So the overall sounds it sounded like not entirely bright, but a little tighter, especially when moving from dark to bright or bright to dark. It's a very typical change of the new XD version. And so still, signature of the Harbeth sound, the sweetness, very bright and sweetness of the high is still very sweet. That's the point that people still like Harbeth with the more defined sound. What happened in the XD, new XD version of Super HL5Plus XD? Normally we say that Alan Shaw, he decided every new products and he develop and study and get new product and develop and launch a new product. He's the guy. So he's personally, he likes the HL compact line, that is HL4 lines. It's very natural because when he joined the Harbeth, the 3 and 5 is already exist in the BBC line, but HL4 lines are very unique one, and the HL compact line is the one he developed by himself, for himself. So he has his likeness on the HL compact. He may well reason to have some likeness on the HL compact line. And HL5 ESR XD, P3 line is one of the product, the biggest change happens. So they say that, I have not monitored the P3 EXR XD yet, but they say the change is from the previous one and to XD, the biggest change happened in the P3. So I need to hear someday. And so what is Super HL5, SHL5Plus XD? That is the biggest one, the most perfect one, together with the P3 and HL compact. So the range is the frequency range is the biggest, the widest, and the performance is the best one among 3. However, Alan Shaw is still saying in his expression, he is saying that still he is standing at the stepping stone. That is it sounded to me. He's only starting point of the Harbeth. That's why I'm expecting what will happen to the new products of the Harbeth. But still, to me, the new Harbeth version, XD version of Super HL5 Plus, is also perfect from the 30 years ago. 30 years has passed from the previous original HL5 and 18 years from the Super HL5. There are big changes happened. The current one, XD1, is the best one. So I recommend to listen when you are a fan of the Harbeth, or regardless of you have not heard Harbeth before. The XD version is I promise that you will like the XD version. So you will have some special likeness on the Harbeth that will make a chance for you. This is what I need to share. I need to talk with you for the Harbeth new XD version. See you next time for the new products.